Kia ora and welcome to Politics from Canterbury, coming straight out of Ireland. Used to be Jerry Brownlee's homeland, not so much these days. We're joined by Liam, our classical liberal. He did classics at university, so he is also liberal. And today we're trying to break a story, and we're getting Clint Smith, a parliamentary strategist, ex-parliamentary strategist from Wellington, now in the lovely Kapiti Coast. I'll just tell you what this breaking story relates to. It relates to a video I saw from the ACT Party a couple of weeks ago, and in it, it states it's working for real change. And in it, we've got Chris Bailey, who's was number 4 when the video was playing. He's sadly dropped to number 17 for himself on ACT's list, so he might not be back in Parliament. Clint, we've all watched the video. We all had a wee not laugh, we tear of sadness. What did you think of the video?
Well, it's a get to know you video. It's an election video. It's vote for me because I'll be a great MP. And look, the rules around using public funding, as various as it has for ads, is that you can't use parliamentary funding for any publicity that has a parliamentary purpose and it doesn't contain electioneering. And well, judge for yourselves, but this looks like an election ad to me.
Well, we're using massive new technology. I heard David Seymour on the platform, and he was talking about their campaign slogan. So,
years now, we're here to change the government. The government needs to change.
I set that audio up poorly, but I'll replay that. That was a technical glitch.
Technology isn't always flawless.
No, technology isn't always flawless. Okay, here we go. Take 2.
Got a campaign slogan though. Has that got a campaign slogan? Well, it's just real change. I mean, it's not. Is that it? Real change. Yeah, it's not something we've gone away and got from an ad agency. It's something that we've been working on. Been saying for a couple of years now. We are here to change the government. The government needs to change it.
Okay, so there, Liam.
Well, first of all, great slogan.
Yeah.
Why waste money on an ad agency when you can just regurgitate what you've been saying over the past couple of years and call it a slogan? But I think the ad itself was actually, apart from the fact that it might potentially be against the rules, wasn't it amazing? I mean, it had everything. It had beer, it had cop uniforms, it had teaching, had rugby pitches. I mean, this guy is amazing. Why he's dropped from 4 to 17, I don't know, for a start.
Well, that's another part of the scandal, actually, because I thought the reason that Chris Bailey might have dropped from 4 to 17 is in the advertisement, because it is an advertisement in our opinion. In the advertisement, Chris Bailey says that there's not many people like him. Parliament's full of lawyers and people from big unions. And he also says big business. And then I noticed that the actor put a number of lawyers and people from big business and big farming and actually big pharma ahead of Mr. Bailey. So maybe he should have kept his mouth a little bit shut in that particular video. That's my thoughts on that.
David Seymour could well have heard that and thought, actually, I quite like the idea of more lawyers in Parliament. Thanks, Chris. I'll bump you down and bump a few lawyers up.
Anyway, so we've got some stills from the video just to give you a taste, and we're going to play it out at the end of this video. Here we have Chris Bailey is on the parliamentary steps, and he explicitly states he's working for real change. In this other end of the video, we have the ACT Party logo, and it says working for real change, which is clearly campaigning. And on the opposite side of this, I put this together this morning, hard work, we've got Porky. Do you remember Porky there, Clint? He was, do you remember the Taxpayers Union Porky? What's Porky about?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
You haven't seen Porky in a while. We hope he hasn't died of COVID, or we hope he's well. Basically, we want Porky to get up and get out there and hunt down this potential roar of the taxpayer. Liam, how many dollars did ACT get? They've got about a couple of $1 million, haven't they?
Yeah, so they got $1.3 million this year in donations over $20,000. So that's just for 2023. And they got just over $2 million last year in donations over $20,000. So not short of cash if they do want to. If they do want to have a wee ad blitz, they've got the funds to do so.
Well, I think Rodney Hyde, he once fell foul of the taxpayers and he paid it back. And perhaps David Seymour and ACT should follow Sir Rodney. I'm sorry, not Sir Rodney. He hasn't got the knighthood yet. They should follow him and they should pay it back. And I'd be interested to know what the viewers think, because we're going to finish up by playing out Chris Bailey's story. So I'm just going to fire it up on the old video. This is high technology. So you can
the importance of respect. And if you're anything like me, you might have noticed that it's gone missing a bit recently. There aren't
It certainly
many
has,
people
Chris.
like me in Parliament, and if you think about it,
And
that's
there won't
why
be any
there
more.
is so little choice. Most of them are either lawyers or from the realms of big government, big unions, or big business. So as a
kind of like the ACT Party list after Chris Bailey's
I'm a bit
dumping.
of an odd one out, and that's exactly
Mhm.
why I put my hand up, because real New Zealanders are getting forgotten about. By
Real New
private
Zealanders
society
like
politics.
Chris Bailey are getting forgotten
I became
about.
a cop
He's been
because I
forgotten
loved
by
my
ACT, unfortunately.
community, and I wanted to keep it safe. When the reaction of the government to violent gang crime is cozying up to the gangs and banging on about policing by consent, it's time for real change.
Yeah.
Being a teacher
First,
never
there's the
leaves you.
first
The
time for
ability
real
to turn
change.
a light bulb on in a child's mind is a bit of magic.
It's a good
I
ad.
always taught
Yeah.
But
kids
it's an ad.
that what
It
It's
is
a
a
very,
very big
this
ad.
is one of the most popular. Chris Bailey was the most popular of the ACT, because the other ACT MPs put ads out. Chris's was the most
Some are
popular.
victims and others
Well, it's because he's a real New Zealander.
We owe it to them to drive up.
There aren't many people like him in Parliament. I don't know if
There
you
won't
know.
be. There won't be in a few
Yeah,
months.
well, exactly. He's an endangered species.
I'm in Parliament, but I still pull a few pints at my pub in Nelson when we're short staffed. I see how, little by little, the costs of doing business get driven up by government, and the big parties are preoccupied with the top end of town. Because we are drawn from real people,
Real
like
people,
you,
Yeah.
as opposed to
respect
unreal
the
people.
consumers
Yeah.
and taxpayers we represent.
Holograms.
We never forget who we work for. Chris Bailey, ACT MP, working for real change.
There you have it.